I just need a quick confirmation that yes, I am audible. Perfect. Welcome, everybody. Uh, Hi, Drishti. Welcome, everyone who's just joined us now. This is the resume building master session that we're going to hold today. So first of all, I want to talk about why a resume is very, very important. I mean, if I am an employer, I am getting hundreds and thousands of resumes every single day, right? But what is it that makes you stand out? And that is the most important thing. It is almost like the first impression that you're giving to your employer. So that's why resume is very, very important. So in this master session, we will learn about just that. Also, we will learn about a lot of other things like attention to details in resumes. Then we will learn about the common mistakes that people make in their resumes. Then the necessary ingredients that make a perfect resume and how you can land your perfect job, right? And also to understand the psychology of your interviewer. So all of these things we will learn today in this master session with Drishti. But before that, I want to welcome all of you guys to this session. And today we have with us, I know I've already taken her name, but let's formally welcome Ms. Drishti Mamtani, who's graduated from BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus, and she's currently working with Google. So welcome, Drishti. Welcome to the session. Drishti, you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here and share my experiences and interact with everyone. And
Awesome.
I'm really welcoming all the doubts that you have, and I'd like to answer all of them today.
Awesome. Great. So, Drishti, now I've given a very short description of why a resume is very important, right? But I would want to know from you, why do you think resume is very important?
So, resume really plays a crucial role because it tells who you are and what are the technical skills you have, what extracurriculars you've done. So basically, that's one page which defines you in front of any company that you go, in front of maybe it's on-campus companies or off-campus. And when it's off-campus, it's all the way more important because you don't get a chance to directly interact with the people, with the recruiter in the company. You just have your resume, which you share. And based on your resume, either you're shortlisted and you go ahead with the interviews, or you don't get shortlisted. So that one pager, it kind of defines you. Obviously, you have to be honest because that's who you are. But that one page is going to define whether you are right for the fit for the company or not. So that's why it's really, really important, and you should reflect everything, whatever technical skills you have, whatever extracurriculars you've done, what are the things that you're an expert at. So everything should be included in that particular one page.
Awesome. So, Drishti, I know you've prepared a PPT for us. Should we dive right into it?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
That would be good. Just a second.
So everybody else, I would want you to write your questions in the chat. Also, we have, you'll see a LinkedIn post. Okay, Drishti is already ready?
Yeah, you can go ahead. If you have anything, then I'll start.
So I was saying that we will be sharing a LinkedIn post in chat, where now Drishti is going to talk about all the elements that are very, very important in a resume, right? So we would like you to tell us which of the elements do you think is the most important and why? Why do you think it's the most important? And the best 3 answers will win exciting prizes, which I will talk about later. So Drishti, all yours.
Yeah. So I'll get started.
Yes.
And obviously, whatever doubts if anyone has, they could put it in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them. So we'll talk here about why do we need a resume? What makes a good resume, and what are the do's and the don'ts, and what should be the format of a resume. So let's get started directly. So yeah, a brief about myself. I'm a software engineer at Google, and I also interned previously at Amazon and Oracle. In Oracle, I was a data science intern, whereas in Amazon, I worked with the Amazon Pay team as a software development intern. And then now I'm Google. I also graduated from BITS Pilani. So we start off with why resume is important. it's not that at only one level of your hiring process, resume plays a crucial role. It's definitely not that. Your resume is important in various steps. So the first one is resume shortlisting. So if you're like applying on campus, then also there are many companies who do resume shortlisting, and off campus. So when you apply off campus, resume is the only thing that you give when you're applying, and based on your resume, you're either selected or rejected at the first stage only. So the first stage is really crucial anywhere, right? So here also resume really plays an important role. Your resume, if is decent or is good enough, then you go to the further rounds. And if it isn't, then we cannot even talk about the other rounds. So that's why the first step is resume shortlisting. And here your resume plays a very, very crucial role. The second one is technical interviews. And in technical interviews, you will have questions based on the projects that you have done, based on the internships that you have, based on what you write. So if you say you're an expert at C++, so maybe questions on C++ would be asked. So whatever you write in your resume, questions related to that, questions related to the discussions and whatever work you have done so far, all will be asked. So there would be a decent decent time where you are going to interact with the interviewer regarding your interview, regarding your projects, regarding your internships, regarding whatever you did in your 4 years at college. We don't stop here. We still have another stage, that is HR round. So in HR round, the recruiter or whoever the person is taking your interview, they will definitely have some questions on, again, your projects, your internships, and even on extracurriculars that you did. So there would be lots and lots of questions even in the HR round, because there you just have the interviewer has your resume, and the second thing is some behavioral questions. So those are the only two things that are there in HR round. So that's why at every stage, be it resume shortlisting, be it interviews, or be it the final round, that is HR round, your resume plays a very crucial role. So that's why resume is really important. Yeah, maybe I'll take all the questions later on. If you find any questions that I need to address right now, then please let me know. Okay, so yeah. So some tips to start off, as I've been telling, that it should be in one page. So it should be one page defining you, your skills, and your expertise. So that's why it should be a one pager. Add all the important work experience, your projects, your internships, whatever you did in your 4 years, especially in your final year or pre-final year, add all those important things, maybe in the first half only. The next thing is, you might have done an internship, but you have to explain what you did. So what you did, how you did, like what were the skills that you used, what was the tech stack you used, and what was the significance of the work done. So you might have done a project, but if you did not create impact, or your work wasn't significant enough, it tells that this was just a filler kind of a work that you did. But if you tell that I did such and such things, and this helped the company, or this helped wherever you're working grow, then it shows that your work was definitely very important to the company. Then the link for projects, if possible, if you have some GitHub links, you can definitely put it there. You can add those in the projects. Obviously, for companies, if you are basically having some internships, you cannot have link for projects. But if you have your own projects, the formal or the informal ones that you have in your colleges, then you can add the links for those. Then edit the resume according to the company you're applying for. So it's very important to understand what the company needs. So whenever there's a job opening, each company gives a job description. They tell what they need. And based on that, just read through it. And based on that, try to edit your resume. Try to use the keywords that the company is actually requiring. Because why do we need keywords? It's not that the resume shortlisting would be done by a human only. It might be done by a recruiter, but it can be done by a software also. So when it is a software, keywords really play an important role. And even when it's a recruiter, your resume is not going to get 10-15 minutes. No one is going to view your resume for 10-15 minutes. There are millions of applications. So your resume might just get 20-25 seconds. So if you highlight things, if you add the keywords, then your resume will stand out. Then definitely focus on technical aspects. You definitely can have your positions of responsibilities, your extracurriculars in your resume, but the focus should be on technical aspects because that's what the role you're applying for.
Yeah.
Then quantify your accomplishments as much as possible. So what was the significance of things that you did? What was the result of the project that you did? All those should be written. And also, if you increase the accuracy, let's say by 20%, then add it as well. If you maybe increase the performance, if you increase the performance or decrease the errors, anything, maybe just mention it by percentage. So that will tell what was the impact that your work created. Should we stop here for questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
So guys, Drishti has been telling us all the tips and tricks to make a good resume. I want to know what questions you have. Let me just quickly take a few questions, then we'll continue, right?
Yeah.
Drishti?
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Okay, somebody has asked, should we submit CV or resume? I think it is the same thing. Is it not?
Kind of like there's minute difference, but generally you should submit your resume when you're applying on job portals. So resume would be better.
Drishti, can you tell us what is the basic difference between a CV and a resume?
So in CV, generally you have a lot of description about your project. So it's not a one-pager. So it's kind of a version where you're writing what all you did. So generally CVs are used for applying for higher studies.
Okay. Okay. Is it? Okay. Even I didn't know that. Thanks for enlightening me. All right. So we'll take one more question and then we'll move on to the tips and tricks. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, somebody has asked if I have done some research paper, I published some research paper, what is the best way to mention it in the resume?
You can definitely mention the research that you did. Again, three things that are needed is what did you do, how did you do, and what was the significance. It's not, it won't be a negative thing that you're mentioning your research, but that research should be relevant to the job you're applying for. So maybe something related in data science, or maybe something related in software development only. Maybe you had software aging as your project. So all these related things can definitely be added.
Cool, cool. So, Drishti, should we go back to the...
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so, okay. Again, since I saw some of the questions and they were asking why only one pager? Like, how can everything be added in a page?
Exactly.
So
that's
the thing that's important is add only the things that are very, very significant. So mention only your important subjects. You cannot put your entire transcript there. Like I have done around 50 subjects. You cannot do that. So only the important subjects relevant to your job, your job profile that you're applying for, only mention those. So if it's software development, maybe mention data structures and algorithms, object-oriented programming, operating systems, then maybe DBMS, that is database management system, computer network. So these are some subjects. If you've done, do mention them. But maybe mentioning something like thermodynamics does not hold significance here. Then if you have taken part in,
right?
Yeah, definitely. So the next thing is we need to mention the hackathons also. So in case you participated in something and you built something, mention that as well. Again, depending on what things are important in your resume. So you are the best person to decide what is more important for you, what is the significance of the work that you did. So in case there are some filler projects where you did not do much, it was just building an algorithm using, let's say, Python, maybe you can remove it and add something else which is more significant and which is kind of decent enough, which shows that you did a lot of work there. Then using keywords. As I said, keywords are very, very important. Again, if there's a software that is reviewing your resume, keywords are important. If you don't write keywords, then probably your resume not go forward. Then get resume reviewed by industry experts, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So basically, if you have your resume reviewed by someone, then they might be able to point out the mistakes that you might not be able to figure out. So that's why if you get it reviewed by someone who is in the industry and who has already been through that phase, then they'll probably be able to explain you what are the mistakes that you're doing, and
Absolutely.
might increase your chances of getting your resume shortlisted. And yes, I said, Lord, that explains significance of the work you did, then add what, how, and the significance. All this I talked about. But the foremost important thing is be honest. Don't write anything just because you want to get shortlisted. Because after that, also, there are interviews. If you write fancy words, but then you're not able to explain them in the interviews, then that's not
Absolutely.
what you should do, right? That's not really
Absolutely. Do
appreciated.
not lie in your resume at all. That is the biggest mistake that you can do. I mean, right, Drishti? I think that's one of
Yeah,
the most. I know people just write stuff and then they're like, I think they're not going to ask me anything about this.
yeah, right,
But
right.
yeah, do not play that trick. You're gonna fall hard on that. So do not lie on your resume at all. Yes,
Yeah.
Drishti, continue.
So one question I just saw, can you please explain what type of keywords you're talking about? So the
Yes.
keywords means if you use some model, some important words related to that model. So maybe if you built a logistic regression, just giving an example, if you built a logistic regression, what was the precision you had? What was, let's say, the recall you calculated? What are the significant other things that you had in your model? And especially by keywords, what I mean is see the job description, what the company is asking for, and then modify your resume accordingly. Obviously, you will have to maybe modify your resume depending on the job role. So it's not that you can use the same resume everywhere. You should modify it depending on the job role to increase your chances of being selected.
So I also have a
Okay.
question regarding this.
Yeah.
So when I
Yeah.
was applying for jobs and everything, one thing that everybody would stress on is don't copy paste and send the same resume to
Yes.
everyone. That is the biggest mistake
Yes.
you can do, right? You have to
Yeah.
alter and you have to tailor your resume according to the job role, to the specific company that you're applying to, right? So I think,
Correct.
what do you think about that, Drishti?
Yeah, definitely. So there are two companies. Say one is Google, other is, let's say, JPMC. Both basically have the job role as software developer, but
Yeah.
both work on different things. Both are in different fields. So the requirements that they have for their employees, for the especially for the hiring that they have, they'll be different. So some would need something else. Some might probably need grip on probability and statistics because that is needed. Some would probably focus on C++. Some would
Yeah.
say we need Java, but obviously all will need your excellent problem solving skills, but there are some things which would vary, and those things that vary, you have to grab those and then edit your resume accordingly.
Yes, yes. Tailor. The keyword I think here is make your CV or make your resume tailor. I mean, tailor make according to the company that you're applying to, and don't
Yeah,
just
correct.
mass send the CVs all across the board. Don't do that at all.
Yeah,
Okay, yes. Speaking of don'ts, we have the next
yeah,
uh, slide about don'ts. Yes, continue,
yeah.
Drishti.
So this everyone knows, but still maybe we make mistakes, or maybe we don't observe that we have made this mistake. So
Yes.
spelling or grammar errors, this is a big no. You shouldn't do this. Then tenses inconsistency. By this, what I mean is somewhere you're writing in past tense and suddenly you change into present tense. It's fine if the project you're doing currently, for that you're using present tense, that's fine. But you cannot keep switching on from past, present, and all this. You should have one consistent tense which you're using. Generally, it should be past tense, like implemented so and so model or designed so and so thing. So something of this should be there, but it shouldn't be like first you are saying I was doing this,
Yeah.
I am doing this, so you shouldn't do this. If it's just a present project, then it's fine. For that particular present project, you probably can have your present tense. Otherwise, all change it to past tense. And also, don't use first person pronouns. Don't use I. You write it like created, maybe some model for something. So don't use first persons, I, we as a team. These words are not needed in a resume. This all you can definitely tell it in the interview.
Yeah. Don't you think that a lot of students do not emphasize on these factors because they just think, "Okay, if I list down my achievements and my this and that, all of these minor things will be overlooked." But what they don't realize is, amongst thousands of applications that the company has received, right? Just a tiny little error can get you out of the
Yes,
shortlist,
correct.
right?
So yeah, you should realize that you are not only the person who's applying. There are lots and lots of people applying, and the company gets lots of applications. And if you have to be amongst the minority who gets selected, you shouldn't overlook anything. You should get it reviewed. You should review it on your own, get it reviewed by people, and try to make it as good as possible. So try to rate your own resume. And until and unless you rate your resume as 10 out of 10, don't send it.
That's an awesome tip. Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You shouldn't list everything. So if you did a project, you don't have to write your complete report here. You just have to answer a few things, as I said, what, how, and the significance. You just have to answer these three things, and rest everything, all those discussions will happen in the interview. You don't have to write long paragraphs. Just take 3 bullet points and then complete your entire project or entire internship in that. That's why some people were asking, how can we do it in 1 page? You have to do it in 1 page by just listing those things that are important. You don't have to tell, first I started with this, then this did not work, then I went to this. You don't have to tell all this. You just have to give a very crisp summary of it. Okay. So the second, the last one is basically, you should tell the significance, as I have been always telling. If you tell, I got an accuracy of 96% from the decision tree classifier model that I built. Again, I is wrong here. You should say, got an accuracy of so and so. And the better one would be, so maybe initially you were working with logistic regression and then you moved to decision tree classifier. So what was the percentage increase in accuracy? So basically what is important is, you tell how much increase in accuracy that you got, or maybe the decrease in error that you got, because that percentage reflects that yes, your work was important enough to make a good change, right? So that was just a short example to tell you that what you need to write. Okay. Yeah, so this is also simple, but again, maybe if you make errors,
very important, simple, but you can't ignore it. Yes.
Yeah, right. So starting off with name, contact information, all should be at the top. Then education, like where have you done your bachelor's from or master's from? Then your technical proficiency. You can interchange the last 3, but the first 2 would remain the same. These 3 you can change it depending on what is more important for you and what is the role you're applying for. But technical proficiency would be just like, maybe you are expert at C++, Python, or data structures and algorithms. So whatever you're very proficient at, you're an expert at. Internships, again, only add, if you just did an internship for 10 days and maybe you made a PPT, that's not important. Whatever you did really important thing in maybe a company, or maybe even in a startup, or maybe somewhere, but if you created good work and you had an impact, then put it in your internships. And also same for projects. Just building a linear regression model is not a project. So project should be substantial enough. So all those things that are important, don't put 5 projects. But if you just put 2 or 3 projects which are good, then that would be weighing more than just putting n number of projects.
Yeah. So Drishti, somebody has asked us a question that should we include our rewards? And I think what they mean by that is, oftentimes you are tempted to list down all the achievements that you have achieved in your life, right? Got this award from this university, or this, from this. So what is the ideal number of, how long should your achievements be, and which achievements should make it to the resume, and which are the ones that you should leave out? Yes.
Yeah. So the achievements, again, related to the role. So if you, let's say, won some national level competition, some dance competition, you can definitely put it in the extracurriculars. But if you won something, let's say a hackathon, or maybe you built something which reached the national levels and you went and had a probable presentation and it was a big event, then probably those are the things which you should highlight. Because something, if you did really, really important in that particular field, maybe in software development, in data science, or maybe in IoT, in any field, in technical field which you did and it was really rewarded, you have a big achievement there, highlight it. I'm not saying don't add extracurriculars, but add it after the technical proficiency, internships, projects, and then maybe your positions of responsibility can be there, maybe the extracurriculars that you have. But the first focus should be on the technical aspect. Obviously, I'm not saying don't include the extracurriculars. Do include them, but focus on these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we take a few more questions, or do you want to move on to the next slide?
Yeah, I just saw one question. Can you include participation certificate? If you have space, then include it, but it's not very significant, right? If you have some space left, maybe if you want to add some hackathon, then probably include that participation certificate. Otherwise, no need. It's not very, very important.
Yeah. So while Drishti is, going to the next slide, I just want to inform everybody that there's a LinkedIn post in the chat where we are asking, how Drishti is talking about so many different things about resume. Which do you think is the most important one, and why do you think so? Why is the keyword here? Answers will be winning prizes, which I'll talk about later. All right, cool.
Okay, so yeah, internships and projects, we've already been talking about this. First is what you did. So what was the objective of your project or your internship? Then how you did it, what was the tech stack you used, and what was the significance of the work that you did, what was the impact that you created. So the second one would be ideal. Like if you decrease something, then maybe show it by percentage. If you just say decrease the MSc to 0.2, from what number you decreased it? You might have come from, let's say, 0.21 to 0.2, right? It's not like a good decrease. So basically, if you quantify it in terms of percentages, you'll get to the interviewer, or maybe the software is going to get to know that yes, there was impact created. Again, this might be relevant to the internships because in companies there are different things going on, different things are modified. But in projects, maybe if you just build one model, then maybe this does not hold. But for internships, yes, definitely think about the significance and the impact. Okay, now the question is for you. Is this a right way to describe a project? What do you think? Is it a yes? Is it a no?
Looks like a massive paragraph. I mean, I would sleep while reading it. So I definitely think no.
Yes, definitely. It's a big no.
Yes.
First of all, it's really big. I wouldn't like to even read it. The second thing is,
not.
There are some things which are not even necessary. So we can just ignore those. So again, if you just have some bullet points with whatever we discussed, that would just suffice. Yeah, Prayag is correct. We need to just highlight key points. Okay.
Yeah. So I would like to stress here that what people don't realize is, Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. So if
what do you want me to do, Drishti?
Yeah. Okay, so first let me just explain the question. I code in C++, and this is how, can you tell me which is the way how my languages section should look like? Is it the first one? Is it the second one? Or is it something else? So basically my expertise is in C++. So what do you think?
So the second one, right? Because you want to highlight on the second one.
Okay. What about others? Like everyone, just type it in the chat. Is it second or is it first? Yes. So everyone says second.
Wow, Drishti has got us a very interactive session today. Yeah. Okay. So everybody is typing 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Let's 3. Okay. I can't see a third option. There's 2 options, right?
Maybe that person had something. So probably I got it. So yes.
Some other different format.
Yeah. So basically, you are an expert at C++. So write C++, and then the languages which you probably know at intermediate level, then you can add those. So in case you know C++, I'm assuming you know C also. So the ideal way that the person was talking about was 3. That was C++, comma C, comma the language that you're familiar with. So, but the first language should be the one.
Wins. So always highlight what you know the best first, and then follow it up with the other ones, right?
Yes, correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just for some information. So as I told, it might not be always a recruiter who is reviewing your resume. It might be a software that is called an application tracking system. So that system or that software is just going to focus on some things. So your resume should be ATS compliant. That is, you should use commonly accepted fonts. Don't go for some fancy fonts like calligraphy. Don't go for those. Use simple fonts. Also use same fonts. Like it shouldn't be that one section is having some font, other section is having some font. It's your proper resume. Don't have so much like adding one thing here, adding another thing in different way. Don't have many colors. So it's not where you're going to be creative. You need to keep it simple but very informative and reflecting you. Right keywords is important. By keywords, again, what I mean is what are the important things? Like if you wrote 3 lines about your resume, about your project, what are the important things in those lines? Just maybe highlight those by making them bold. Then ATS doesn't process pictures. Obviously, you can have just one picture in the starting, like maybe your own profile, maybe your picture. Again, it should be a formal one. But other, like if you add text boxes, your tables, charts, all this does not work with ATS. So don't add all this, right? And I have added some links also for you to go through to ensure that your resume is ATS compliant. Now, one more important thing is this really plays a crucial role for off-campus, because in off-campus placements, there are thousands of people applying, and no company has enough resources to go through each resume for 10-15 minutes. So either you just get 20-30 seconds by a human, or you just get it through by ATS software. So that's why this really plays a crucial role when you're applying for off-campus placements. Okay, so that's it from me. I would now take a few questions if time permits. What do you think?
So Drishti, before we move on to the questions, I just want to inform everybody. So Drishti just told us about all the different important elements that we use to make or to build a perfect resume, right? So I asked you this question earlier, asking which element do you think, according to you, is the most important and why? And the top 3 comments will win a special prize, and I'll tell you what that prize is. So the prize is that you will get the placement preparation course. In that, you will get a mock interview course. Then you will get 50 plus mock interviews of students from IIT, DIT, and other colleges as well. You will receive resume toolkits in it, and you will also receive interview toolkits. So how to prepare your resume, how to prepare for interviews, all of that will be in this course. This course is usually sold at 1999, but today, if anybody wants to buy it, it is available for 249, and the top 3 comments are going to win this for free. Okay, so that is the prize that you're going to receive. So guys, quickly type in your answers so that we can decide on a winner. All right, so while so Drishti will be going on to reviewing live resumes, right, Drishti?
Yeah.
Okay, so you already have that ready?
I'll just stop sharing for a few seconds.
Cool, not a problem. So guys, while she does that, I would also like to tell you about this. So Drishti will be reviewing resumes right now live in front of you. But if you want to avail this professional service later on, then you can get it for 999. Okay, it's usually priced at 199, but you're going to get it for 999 today. You'll get a half-hour slot with Drishti, and there are very limited slots to quickly book. You can make the payment. The payment link will be in the chat. So just want to share that information with you guys while Drishti pulls up the resumes that she's going to review live.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll just answer a few questions that I saw.
Yes,
I did not get the time to see all the questions, but someone
please.
asked, what is ATS? Maybe I'll just repeat it. That is application tracking system that generally companies use to track all the applications which they get from their portal. That is basically when you apply your resume on their portal, then it is basically reviewed by the software, that is application tracking system software.
Yeah. So basically what Drishti was telling is most companies would not have that kind of resources to manually go through your resumes. So that's where this comes in. So that's why you need to make sure that all the points that she highlighted before about keywords, about this or that, you have to focus on those.
One question was, how was your resume related to keyword at the time you were placed? So basically, I had a few projects on text summarizer. Then there were some data analysis projects, and there were some product recommender models that I had built. So for text summarizer, I used the model LSTM. So I highlighted LSTM because it's a model, and I used LSTM. That is, I have knowledge about LSTM, so I highlighted that. One another example maybe I could give you is, one of the simple projects that I had was linear regression, but I just did not build the linear regression model. What I did was did significance testing for it as well. So I highlighted significance testing that I did. I used F test, T test. So all the things that I did additionally and which were good, I highlighted those. So that's what I mean by keywords here.
Sorry,
Okay.
somebody has just asked, ma'am, can you please show your own resume as a sample and tell which are the most important points? Guys, she's going to do live resume review right now in front of you. So I think that is good enough. Yeah, and if you want to get your resume reviewed by her personally as well, that is also possible. It is being sold at 999 and it's a half an hour slot. The payment link will be in the chat. Yes, Trishti, go ahead.
Yeah, so maybe now we'll actually I won't be, but we together are going to review it. So maybe I'll ask you also to analyze it and maybe rate it. So let's see how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah. So
super excited.
Sharing it. Yeah. So let's see. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think about this resume?
My first impression, right?
Yeah, this one.
So first of all, I don't think the picture is required at all. I like the fact that it is everything is right on top, which is a good sign. The name is there, the contact information is there. One thing I did not like perhaps is projects should not come right in front. I think, again, I'm an amateur,
Yes.
so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can
Yeah,
correct
you're
me, but I'll
absolutely
just keep
correct.
yeah. So at
Yeah.
first, I think there should be education, and then the things follow on, right? So project should not be the first thing that should come. Then can I go down? All right. Even the layout, I think, doesn't look very symmetrical.
Yes.
There's something on the left, and then there's other things on the right. So even it's not very pleasing to look at, I would say. Then what is there on the second page? I'm not able to see anything on the second page. So it's just the first page, right?
It's empty. But if it's empty, then why we need a second page, right?
Exactly. Why is it there? Okay, so these are my first impressions of this.
Yeah. So if others also they feel there's something wrong with this resume, then do put it in the chat. We'll discuss it. So my initial analysis, like as you said, would be first that why are projects there? The second is why is there a blank space here? It could have been evenly spaced. If there was only this much content, we could have evenly spaced it on both the sides. Then the different fonts used. So somewhere there's some font, somewhere there's this font, somewhere it's like this. And something that's highlighted is second runner-up in Inter IIT Cultural Meet 2018, which is not significant for a software developer or a software engineer role. So this is definitely you can write it, but it's not what needs to be highlighted. So
if I'm an employer, I'm not going to look at that and be like, oh wow, so should I just hire you quickly? No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, right.
So
also the way the project is written, this project is a single web page containing different text items and text area to add custom tasks. So this is not the wording that should be there, right? There is a facility. It looks like you're writing a report about your project. You actually were writing a report and you took the first 4 sentences and probably put it here. So yeah, there's no need of starting with this project is. We already know it's a project. So again, this does not really isn't pleasing enough as a project, like the wordings that are written. So obviously we can modify this. We can write the same information by modifying it into 3 different points. And if 3 different points, you don't have 3 different points, maybe just have 2 points. But definitely it should be a bit more furnished and refined. Again, here it's written the skills are C/C++. By this, I'll assume that you are an expert at C. But if you then start solving in C++, it means this was wrong. This was what you wrote was wrong. Again, in skills, you can just write data structures and algorithms. You don't need to write, you don't need to give a slash. You can remove problem solving. Okay. Okay, let me see what's there in the chat.
Somebody's written error in class 10 passing year. Is it? Oh. Why? 2000. Oh, yes. Damn, that is. Oh, yes. I for details. That's very, very important.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
Yes, good job.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you should be very mindful of all of these things. You know, these things might not look like a big thing. कि थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे mistake कर लिया, error, what do you call it? Grammatical errors, this and that. But those things play a very important role. People underestimate that actually. But
yeah. So that's about this resume. Let's move on to the second one, and maybe you all can type it in the chat. What do you feel about the resume?
Yeah.
So this is the second one. I'll show it.
Okay. So I'll just take a few questions because they have asked about the earlier resume. Somebody has asked, what about the syntax of the email that's been written on top?
What does syntax mean here?
As in, I think they would like to see the format of it. You know, do you mention like Gmail/email, or I don't know, I think that's what they are.
I think this can work. This can work. That's obviously in different templates, it is different, but this can work. Again, one thing that is there is they've written Skype and then added the ID. But for mail, they have not mentioned the same thing. So yeah, there's a discrepancy there. But if you write email : and then your email ID, that should be better, because otherwise it's discrepancy between the Skype and the mail.
Yeah. So Drishti, what is your opinion, your personal opinion on pictures, putting pictures up? Because does it not create a bias sort of a way? So if I am I'm just if I'm say I'm Chirag, right? Versus, I mean, my name versus my picture. Does it not create a bias if you put pictures as well?
Yeah, I definitely think yes, it does. The picture is not necessary, but there are different companies, there are different softwares, and even in your templates that you have for your own colleges, you will have a place for picture. So maybe they want a profile, they want a formal picture there, not a fancy picture. So if it's a formal one, maybe in suit or maybe in a proper setup, then probably that is fine, but no fancy pictures. This is your resume.
Yeah, guys, people who are on the back end, can you please stop people from creating their artwork on the PPT, please? Can we just I think they've gone rogue and started creating artwork. So guys, hold on for a second.
Maybe they were highlighting things that were wrong.
Yes. I know the intention behind helping us out, but I think hold on. Right? Okay, go ahead, Rishti.
Okay, also don't add the second page. If you don't have anything, please don't add another page. It should be one pager and let it be a one pager. So what about this one? You can type your answers in the chat. What do you think about it? Is this fine? Different from the first one?
Okay. Okay. Is it even required? Male, Indian, 22 years. Then
Yeah, correct. Not needed. As we
not
said,
needed.
add only things that are needed. Those are
Needed.
important, which are significant. If
Yeah.
things are not important, don't add it.
Yeah, the layout is completely off because the name is right there and then the IIT Dhanbad
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah.
Completely off. Then, okay,
So
education.
she is saying, can we make it in two pages? No. It ideally should be in one page.
One
If
page.
in case there's lot of content, then just add the contents which you feel might be helping you get that particular shortlist,
Yeah. Can I just
helping you
mention,
get there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Can I just mention here something I just remembered? In the UK, so while I was in the UK, I remember employers would strictly reject second pager resumes. They would not even look at it. They'd be like,
Hmm.
it has to all fit in one page. We don't care how many achievements you've
Yeah.
got or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
very, very strict about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first, probably the filter would be if it's a two-pager, it would be removed directly. So
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
it in one page.
Cool.
So someone says, okay, so many different fonts used. Yes, there are lots of fonts used here. And if you see down, it's again a two-pager. And putting a table shouldn't be the right way, definitely. And okay, academic achievements and co-curricular activities is taking lot and lot of space. The courses that you have completed, like you don't have to tell whatever you did, like all the subjects, all the courses that you did. It's not necessary. As we
Yeah.
said, include only things that are important. So this entire two-page should come in only one page. So you have lots and lot of things that you need to remove.
Yeah.
And
Rishti, what is your opinion about using bold? For example, you're writing a lot of things, so highlighting specific words like
yes.
creating, making them bold. What is your opinion on that?
Yes, I definitely appreciate that. And I used to do that a lot. So basically, I was talking about keywords. So I would say those are the keywords, those things that are very, very important. So if you wrote 3 lines and there's something that is that should be highlighted, that is basically everything is in those words only. So if a person sees those, then he or she might get interested in seeing the entire thing. So definitely highlighting those words would definitely play a role. But yes, highlight the right words. As in the previous one, some cultural competition was highlighted. That shouldn't be the case. Highlight important words. So basically, whenever you have a question, should I include this or not? Think whether this is whether whether interviewer or recruiter or anyone, even the software, even think about the software now. So is it going to appreciate this? Will this give me a slight edge over others? If the answer comes out to be no, don't add it.
Yeah. Think it from the interviewer's point of view, right?
Yes,
Is it going to make out? Always ask these questions. I always, tell to myself and my friends that always ask whether this will make me stand out amongst the thousands of applications that the employer has received, right? Will it be just another resume that they have received that they're going to toss out in the bin, or is it going to stand out?
Yeah. Just noticing this, I also read this. Worked predicting borrowers' chance of defaulting on credit loans by building a credit score prediction model. The wording seemed to be wrong. Something seems to be off. So, and also it's written used machine learning algorithms, Python and R language. You could tell about the algorithms that you used. Which machine learning algorithms? What did you actually do here? I'm not able to figure out what was done from this. So at least, obviously, you need to use less space, but that does not mean you don't complete the entire information. So add everything that is needed, specifically needed. Also, there are lots and lots of projects. As I said, some might be important, some might not even be important. So if you have, here we have 4 projects, maybe the person could just pick 2 or 3 projects. I would even not say 3, just pick 2 projects. And there are lots of internships. Again, pick 2 internships. Again, it depends on how significant the work you did was. Significant as in like the amount of work that you did.
Right.
And the skill sets here, they can again be written just in technical proficiency or skills. That's it. You don't need to include the algorithms here. That's not the skill set. It's the algorithms that you know of. you know of a lot of things, but you don't write everything. You can know stacks, queues, you cannot write everything here, right?
Yeah.
So this should actually be one line only. So this entire software skill set.
Yeah. Always edit, you know, I mean, if you can write 100 words in say 10 words, then why not, right?
Yeah, right.
If they can convey the same meaning through 10 words, then choose the 10-word option.
Yeah. And yes, academic achievements and co-curricular activities, this again can be reduced to 2 or 3 lines. Telling all these courses you've done is not needed. You can just say in your skills, data science. And in your interview, obviously questions are going to come, and then answer those and tell this, yes, I have the knowledge. You don't need to write all the courses that you did here. Yeah, so that's it about resume. I have one more. If we have time, we can. Otherwise, we can skip it.
It is up to you, Drishti, if you want to go ahead. Yeah, it has been a fun exercise, though. I have been enjoying being the master with you, even if it is just for a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one. Okay, I would need you to type it in the chat. What do you think about this resume?
Yeah,
seems to be completely different from the previous two.
Yes, absolutely, a very different format. So, guys, what do you think of this resume that Drishti has pulled up? Meanwhile, I just want to inform you once again that we have the placement preparation course, as I told you earlier about. It is of 1,999, but today you can get it for 249. It has mock interview crash course. It has 50 plus mock interviews of students from IIT, BIT. It has resume toolkits. It has interview toolkits. So all the important information that is required to build the perfect resume to succeed in your interviews, right? So apart from that, we also have a resume review slot, which is a half an hour slot. Earlier it was priced at 1,999, but today you can get it for 999. The payment link is in the chat. And after this is over, we are going to take you through the CantileverLabs website as well. So please stick around. Yeah.
So I just
guys, so drop in your answers about what is your first impressions of this resume that you can see right in front of you.
I like one answer. Harish said, looks like a court notice.
Good thinking. I wouldn't have thought of that analogy, right? Yes, it does actually. You know,
someone
those
says
terms
it's a
and
government
conditions.
Notice.
Yeah, the TNC that you see in very fine letters, terms and conditions, it looks like that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, last, you see the last things. What does these different CNN, what does it mean? What RNN means? You also have kind of an appendix to go and refer.
Yeah.
Someone says it looks like a newspaper.
Newspaper.
Yeah.
See,
okay,
would you like to read this
advertisement
newspaper? Not at all, right?
Yeah.
Nobody would want to read a newspaper while they are figuring out their next employees. Yeah.
Okay, one might take this. Yeah, I also read the same.
Very funny answers, guys.
Manikanta says, right, he did good work. It's kind of getting reflected, but bad in actually putting it down in a resume.
Yeah. So guys, I also want to, I just want to inform you as well, everybody who's watching us right now, that you can join us on Discord as well, where we will be giving you updates on what's coming up in the recent events, the upcoming events, also helpful tips. Also, you're going to get resume binder, which has almost 1,000 resumes, which has sample resumes. You'll get toolkits that you can use to build resumes as well. So all of that you can get on Discord as well. So join Discord to stay updated. Yes, Drishti, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think everyone has now become an expert in the chat.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what's wrong with this resume. So that's absolutely great. Maybe just 30 minutes of a session and you're now experts in reviewing resume. So obviously you will be able to make a good resume on your own. That's what I really hope of. And I'm pretty sure you will be, because your answers show that. Yeah, so lot of information, did good work. That's what people are saying. But yes, some things could be removed. Some things definitely could be removed. So maybe again, 2 projects is definitely 2 professional experience is definitely fine. In plant trainee, maybe not needed. Gain theoretical knowledge and site experience in various departments: ship design, ship building, and ship repair. Maybe all this is not needed if you're applying for some technical roles like software development or data science. But obviously, if it's something else, then might be needed. But if I specifically see for a software development role, this probably internship or experience can be left out. Then yes, one thing that people also pointed out is some words are highlighted. So they ideally would be the keywords. So again, yeah, this thing is done good. Again, there are 4 projects here. Maybe we could have removed 1 or 2. We can keep 4 also if we are removing this professional experience, the second one. One thing that definitely is there are lots of points for position of responsibilities. You could have completed in 1 point or maybe 2 points if you felt that there's something missing out. So positions of responsibilities, getting 4 or 3 points is not needed because you're applying for a technical role. This is important. It's crucial because you have done something else also, but shouldn't be so much. You wrote 4 points for 1 position of responsibility, maybe a bit too much. Again, lot of extracurriculars. There were 4. You can reduce it to maybe 1 or 2. Oh, the ones that you feel are important, the ones that you feel you're closely associated with. Just add those. So why are we doing this? We are reducing the content so that it does not look so clumsy like a newspaper or whatever you told, the government notice, the court notice. That's why we are trying to reduce things.
Yeah. All right, Drishti, I think we can wrap it up, and Sagar will be joining us to show us the dashboard of CantileverLabs, where you can find all the resources that are going to help you. Yeah. So, Drishti, that is all from your side, I guess, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes. Thank you, Drishti, so much for joining us today and helping our students out. It was very, very interactive. It was very, very interactive. And I had a lot of fun. I mean, I got to learn a lot of things as well. It was really fun reviewing the resumes with you. So thank you so much for such a wonderful experience. Thank you, Drishti.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And it was fun being here, interacting with all of you.
So we have with us Sagar, who's going to take us through the CantileverLabs website and show us the dashboard, so you can know what all resources are available for you, what all toolkits you can get from the website. Yes, Sagar, it's all yours.
Thank you, Sumita. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay, here we go. So this is the homepage of CantileverLabs, and I'll walk you through each and every step in the process. It's very simple. Before you, once you come to CantileverLabs homepage, just have to create a small account. So as I've already created, I'll quickly log in. Now now I've logged in. I just have to click here on the top right on the profile picture. I can see there's a classroom. I just have to go click on the classroom. Now before we get into this, let me show you what exactly is it that you're going to get. So this is a complete interview preparation course that is for 249 rupees. And in this course, as it is already been briefed by Sumita, that it's a very comprehensive course which will ensure that there are good amount of material, video recordings which are being recorded by the industry experts, and especially like if you look at what are the learning outcomes out of this course, you will learn how to what are the nitty-gritties of resume building, as it's been very well explained by Drishti. And also there are like couple of things which will be very helpful for your preparation. Art of Winning Interviews. That is a very special video. You must go through this. And these are a couple of topics that we'll be covering. Case studies are there, a couple of estimations are there, and how to crack product company. So this is something very interesting. And most importantly, we have also the recorded interview of All India Rank 1 AIR 1 IIT so you can go through this course. It's pretty much for 249 rupees. Now, post that, like, make sure that you're also utilizing this opportunity that is of 999 rupees today. As I am very sure that each one of you must be very excited to get your resumes reviewed from Drishti. So I hope that you grab this opportunity very soon. Now, what you have to do is just have to click on enroll now. Okay, you have to just make the payment. Now, already I have enrolled into the course. Once you make the payment, you will get this kind of an interface, that is the dashboard. So as you can see, there are like good amount of courses which are already unlocked. So the course that we are talking about is Complete Interview Preparation course. I'll click on this. I get to see this is my interface. So the nitty-gritties of this course is already you can see on the landing page as well. Now, what are the videos that you're going to learn? What are the most interesting topics that you're going to learn? Here it is. You can see all the videos which are here. And one of the features that I would let's say would like to introduce you is let's say you have completed a video and you want to just acknowledge that, and you can just mark it here as complete. As you can see, the progress is increasing. Then we have a CL compiler, as most of you might be aspiring to get into top tech companies. So coding is something which is very, very essential. So we have huge repository of questions. And as you can see on the top, group by difficulty, group by category, and group by companies. There are 3 categories. So let's say according to your, the way you want to prepare for yourself, whatever knowledge gaps you have, whatever better understanding you have, so you can prepare accordingly. We have 12 categories created, and each of the questions are been asked previously, and they are very much handpicked questions. Moving ahead, we'll be having a regular micro learning activities. So we have daily quizzes. Now this is the very interesting section, I would say, learning from someone's experience. Now, as you can see here, there are more than 35 interviews, recorded interviews from across domains. So software development, data science, product management, consulting, finance, business development, you name it, we have it. So each and every video here is very much, has a lot of gravity. And if you go through each video, the mentor, the experts have analyzed the candidate in a very thorough manner. So you can go through this. It will be very much fruitful for you.
So Sagar, all of this the student is getting for all of the resources that you just showed. They're going to get this for 249, is it?
It's absolutely for 249 rupees. And I must say that these videos are really going to be very helpful to all the students if they grab the opportunity. And guys, this 249 rupees is not going to last for long. Okay, it is only valid till now. Okay, as soon as I guess the payment link is already shared with you on the chat. So please ensure that you take this opportunity as soon as possible. I'll just continue.
A Starbucks coffee costs more than that. So just letting you know.
Definitely. I mean,
the 249 rupees is nothing, to be honest. So if you're giving all of these resources for that amount, I think it's a great job.
Yeah, we ensure that each and every candidate who are aspiring to get into some tech, big tech giants. So the end-to-end preparation is done in this dashboard, and we always support whatever dreams our candidates see. Now in this interface, as you can see, coding exam. Now most important aspect of preparation is you need to time, you need to take care of the time. You need to maintain the speed, you need to have the accuracy, you have to have the confidence, and not to get all of it. you have to make sure that you have to practice, timely, because you won't be able to get into any company without being accurate, without being confident, and without being, the speed is as well important. So you can practice the questions. I'll just quickly show you the interface. Now, these questions are very much again handpicked. So this is the compiler, and now as you can see, if I click here on let's get started, okay, like now my test has begun. Okay, so you can actually see the timer has already started, and I have to like be very active. So you can take the you can utilize this facility. Coming back. Now, this is one of the interesting, feature or facility, I would say, that now that you have studied about what, the nitty-gritties of how you can crack interviews, or what exactly is, the whole preparation about. So once you have gone through it, you must definitely book a one-on-one mock interview with the expert to understand how it actually, to get the answers to whatever doubts you have, or the pain points that you're facing, difficulties, challenges. And definitely our mentors will ensure that they're trying to solve your problems, and give you a valid solution. So you can book an interview here using this facility. Now, let's say if you are also targeting for a couple of, let's say, special companies, and you want to get a thorough mentorship, a very detailed one. So we do have a personalized mentorship plans. So you can as well explore this as well. Now, this is one of the faculties.
Yeah, Sagar, this one-on mentorship, what exactly are they getting? So is it like a thorough analysis of, the knowledge gaps that they have, and what exactly do they need to, where they're lacking, all of those things? So is it like a thorough analysis of that?
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever candidate shows interest for such kind of program, okay, right from his resume analysis, right from the projects, internships, whatever knowledge he has, the technical analysis, couple of fundamental analysis, and case studies, guesstimations, that pretty much I would say the root cause analysis, and identifying the pain points of the weak areas of a student, and then addressing accordingly. So mentor ensures that whatever knowledge gaps you are having, whatever the industry requirement or the role demands, they try to shape you accordingly. Yes. So it is pretty much very intense, I would say, the session. I would like to walk you through this. Now, this is the mentor profile. Now, as you can see, this person has experience in finance, marketing, consulting, and has worked in a couple of industries like Dr. Reddy. And imagine you're getting, your profile analyzed, and you're getting to spend a time of around 6 to 8 hours. And the mentor is trying to address each and every pain point of yours. So person coming from IIT Bombay, okay, again, from a huge experience, I would say it would be very interesting, and definitely there'll be a huge learning, through these sessions. Coming back, so you can just go through this page, that is, and there are 3 plans, that is speed mentoring, pro mentoring, and 360-degree mentoring. So you can just go through these plans, and not only like now this mentor is regarding consulting, but if you have any domain of your interest, we ensure that we will get the mentor for you for the specific domain, or even the industry that you're targeting for. So this was pretty much about the dashboard, and if you have any questions regarding anything, you can just put on the chat box.
Yeah, so guys, we'll wrap up the session, and just want to inform everybody that we are available on Discord. So join us on Discord to get the latest updates, what's happening, what events are going to come up. We'll have more of these master sessions in the future, in the coming future. So stay tuned, connect with us on Discord, and you're also going to get resume binder there. So you'll get a lot of sample resume look at. So all of that is free, right?
Definitely. And guys, like we'll be putting
awesome. So guys, have a good night. Thank you. Yes, do you have anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, that's it. That was all.
That's it. Okay. All right. So thank you guys, everyone, all of you, for joining us today. And making it a success. See you again in the next session. Thank you.